The 3 count question of the week. Thank you, Ryan.
Question of the week. Wow, that was awful. Cody, the 8-star general himself, went full Triple H last night, but he is allegedly a free agent now. And with that, I mean, I guess the possibility that he can end up showing up almost anywhere in the world of professional wrestling. So we asked the listeners of 3 Count Thursday.
Are we all disappearing again?
I mean, I guess if you don't want to talk about Cody. Oh,
that's
Who
from
is
Varsity Blues.
No, that is not. It is still Ron Lester, but that is Reggie Ray.
No, it's Billy Bob from Varsity Blues.
That is definitely Reggie Ray.
Sorry, I had to try to fix my AirPods. That's why I turned the camera off.
That's fine. Oh boy, I don't like that sound already.
Eight-star general. Second reason
why. So where outside of AEW do you think Cody will show up? If you think he'll show up anywhere outside of AEW, does anybody want to start us off on this one?
I'll jump in.
New Japan.
You think so?
I don't know. You fucking asked the question. I had to give an answer.
Japan's beautiful this time of year.
I would love to see him show up randomly on.
If you're not watching the video, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, I'll take him in GCW as another person that they bring in, like a Jeff Jarrett, to get over some kind of homegrown talent as they take the step to become like the number 3 promotion in North America.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah, I can certainly see that. I mean, you're trying to do anything to to get your name out there even more. Ryan, you say New Japan?
When you say anything to get your name out there, are you talking Cody Rhodes to get his name out there, or?
Well, I mean, I think the ultimate.
Were you shitting on GCW a little bit there?
No, I mean it's not shitting on GCW. The more eyes you can get on the product.
Oh, sure, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, I haven't given a damn about Jeff Jarrett in quite a few years, and this has made me give a shit about Jeff Jarrett. So
yeah.
The only reason why I cared about him before was because his podcast wasn't god awful.
Yes, I too listen to a lot of wrestling podcasts.
I said it wasn't god awful. I didn't say it was my favorite though.
Tattoo,
right?
It's a tattoo off his neck.
Rumble, baby. He's gonna be in the Rumble.
That's a swerve, bro.
That's what I'm calling. If everyone's just gonna pick something different, then I will be different for the sake of it. The Royal Rumble.
I said to Ernest that I thought he could show up there very easily.
I honestly wouldn't be super shocked, like surprised, but it wouldn't be like the biggest Rumble surprise that we've ever seen. Probably not even top 5.
When we were talking about it, Ernest's immediate response was, "Oh, it'll negatively affect AEW because their guy isn't going in and winning." And I was like, "What? You're an idiot. They're never going to let an AEW guy win. Just let him come in, eliminate some riffraff, and then he gets eliminated by whoever wins it. Everybody looks stronger."
Yeah, like, I mean, that was like one of my first thoughts behind it. I'm like, is the news of him becoming a free agent? Because we haven't heard a lot of AEW contract news. Like, is him, the news of him being a free agent, the way to get an AEW guy in the Rumble without getting an AEW guy in the Rumble? Like, that was honestly my first thought.
I feel like after Moxley's promo, I wouldn't be shocked to see Moxley in the Rumble.
I had a similar thought as well. The way he ended
Right. I'm free now. You know, he could do that. I wouldn't be shocked to see Jericho, you know, and have Judas play. I thought they're still on good terms, so I don't think you needed to go that route to get Cody in the Rumble. So I also don't think Cody in the Rumble moves the needle that much in the Rumble.
But I do enjoy that Moxley was announced to wrestle for defend his title at GCW. AEW made it a purpose to get him on the show a couple days before, so like his return could be here. And then now he's like, now he can go over and do that over there, and then maybe he can go do Rumble over there, and then he comes back and then goes on a win streak, and he eventually is in the world title picture.
Yeah, I mean, I think because that was one of our thoughts when we were discussing possible entrance in the Rumble last week. Is are you really going to see Moxley's first appearance back anywhere in the Royal Rumble? Probably not. Are you going to? And then it was like, are you really going to see his first appearance back at GCW? And I don't think, I don't think it's, obviously.
I mean,
now,
at least it's at the Hammer Kevin's Team Ballroom.
It is. Beautiful arena.
There's part of me that thinks that he doesn't show up really anywhere that isn't AEW. That this is just to hit the news cycle and people talk about it, and then he just
it'll be a storyline on season 3 of Rose to the main event or whatever it's called.
Go Big Show.
Other one.
Roads to the Big Show.
Mm.
That prospect would be fun. What if Mox enters the Rumble, wins it to face Roman at Mania if The Rock isn't ready? That'd be fucking wild.
Now, that would be something. That would be exciting.
I don't think you let another guy win your Rumble.
I don't think so.
I mean, this isn't the first time we've seen WWE dabble with other promotions. We saw it with ECW. We saw it with Smoky Mountain. They've won some matches, but they never won anything big. Smoky.
I think with Moxley, though, there's a little bit different of a rapport. Like, he didn't go out on bad terms. He didn't, hey, go fuck yourself. He was just kind of like, I want to go do my thing now. I think Moxley and Jericho are like the two guys that if you saw them win the Rumble and then lose to Roman at WrestleMania, you could be like, all right, well, they kind of were Vince guys. They really didn't leave bad. They didn't get released. They just kind of left. They kind of went and do their own thing.
I also don't know how John Moxley enters the Royal Rumble and they don't call him Dean Ambrose.
The same way that we get to listen to Justin Roberts say John for the next time.
Ryan, you've read Moxley's autobiography clearly since you own it. Didn't he have some not so great things to say about WWE in the book?
No, I have the
I
Bellas
heard
book.
that somewhere.
Do you have the Bellas? Do you have it on hand to grab?
No, I've actually started reading.
It's on his nightstand.
That's actually on my nightstand. It's John Taffer book.
Comedy trash bag.
Yeah, I don't know where the book ever got to.
Oh, come on, damn it! I wanted you to just read a random passage.
It's not around here.
Come on, Smokey.
I'll look for it at a break. We got to take the break.
Yeah, we do have to. We will take the break this week.
Smokey, didn't you tell me that Bella book was a pop-up book for you?
The longest one you can do.
What would I have ever even said that in response to?
I don't fucking
One time I was asking you about it, I said I heard it's a real page turner. It's a pop-up book.
I didn't say that, Mark.
Are you sure?
Give me my ding.
Are you serious?
Mark, did you have a thought on where the 8-star general Cody himself might end up?
Well, my first thought is nowhere other than AEW. But, the more I think about it, Jim, it got me thinking that with the history of the Rhodes family and the National Wrestling Alliance, maybe we'll see him show up there for, as they say in the business, a cup of coffee in the National Wrestling Alliance.
He does have a good rapport with Billy and Aldous.
I could see that happen for a match or two. Why not? Let's do it.
Could we see Cody show up in the bioluminescent brand and we have the 8-star general versus the ring general Gunther?
Oh man, I don't know if Cody can handle all that.
Battle of Generals.
I mean, he's a free agent, right? I guess anything's possible. And
Cody and Gunther.
Devin
Cody.
You guys did something in Jarrett's Global for. Yeah, we did. We covered the event in Harrisburg. I ended up being ringside photographer
And
for the night because whoever the photographer was couldn't make it, and have an iPhone, get ready to shoot a wrestling show.
It was wild.
Jeff Jarrett showed us to our seats that day.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Jim, were you
In the dugout, right next to Sanjay Dutt. It was wild. It was a wild experience.
Jim? Didn't you used to be a nude
Quite the
photographer
show.
back in the day?
No, that's a nasty rumor, Mark. And
Was that a news photographer?
News? Or...
he was a nude photographer. I understand nude, but I guess in the case of overexposure, he stopped doing that. He kept getting a cold. I shudder to think what could have developed, Jim, if you maintained that career choice. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be negative.
That was
six puns in like 2.5 sentences.
Herb. Herb. Look, I shudder to think what could have developed.
Yeah, we heard.
He kept catching a cold.
Yeah. That's why it doesn't photograph well, because I would
get on the repeater.
Herb. Herb. Are you serious?
Good.
No,
Lord.
he wasn't.
No, you're right.
No, he wasn't.
Thank God. I think everybody's better because of that.
What are you doing with your dick in your hand?
He was a new photographer at the ECW.
I would actually be on board with Devin's suggestion of Stardust making the return.
Yeah, that would actually be fun. Who's Stardust Will though?
Is he bringing Goldust with him?
Is that like Stardust cousin Stardust Will, or I'm not sure.
Stardust Will.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think the Impact thing is going to happen because I feel like that forbidden door feels closed. But like, I mean, I would not necessarily be surprised if he. You think he would show? Like, you think he would work something out that he shows up this Saturday night at GCW, or is this more about them than it is about him?
I mean, they can always pull the old New Japan thing where it's like whoever they want him to face, he just sends in the video package that they plug in through Hammerstein.
Man, I don't know. I don't think GCW can keep relying on a ton of names. Like, that's going to get people to watch. But, like, your loyal base, I've already heard kind of complaining that they don't have a lot of homegrown talent on the card as it sits. And it really relies on the Jeff Jarretts and the Briscoes coming in from Ring of Honor. Like, there is a lot of outside all over that card.
Well, I mean, with them bringing the Briscoes in, the Briscoes at least won their tag titles. Like, they are the GCW tag champs. But it's like, the best match that Alley Catch could have is probably Ruby. So it's like, it makes sense to get their homegrown talent the best opponent possible. AJ Gray versus Eddie Kingston was supposed to be a good match, but Eddie's hurt. So I'm not necessarily out on them bringing in other talents. Yes, I agree. Relying on outside talents, they probably need to cut back on that and rely more on the homegrown with one or two outsiders every once in a while coming in so that they can develop themselves a better.
I mean, I think the John Gresham match is going to be phenomenal.
Did you see that they already announced for Supercard it's him versus Bandito for the?
I did see that today.
Man, they're almost about to make me go to this show in Dallas.
That's the other thing too. I mean, they're trying to extend outside of the Atlantic City arenas. They're getting more national, so it makes sense that they are bringing in these names if they want to have that national footprint, because they're not always going to be a Jersey, Philly promotion like they were in the past.
Take them to Dallas and let the Briscoes face the Von Erichs.
There you go. A couple answers from our social media. Scotty said Cody will show up on that lame ass show he's a guest on, which I assume he means the Go Big show.
AEW Dark Elevation. That's Fuego 2.
Or Roads to the Top. Is he a guest on Roads to the Top? He says Scotty also says he sees him showing up on Impact. Claire says AEW. He shows up on AEW as Dust Star. And, and Nick
Arr.
says MLW. He thinks he'll end up on showing up on MLW. So possible. All things possible there, I guess. But any other thoughts on Cody before we jump into the break?
He somehow joins the PWG Battle of Los Angeles as the 17 seed and becomes the 8-star general PWG winner.
Oh man, that would
break the internet.
That would.
Or at least
he just walks in,
Yeah,
gets booed
yeah.
out of the building, wins the whole thing, flips everybody off, and leaves.
That would be a choice. I mean, to get people talking for sure.
And he could wear that
Sure
really
would.
bad T-shirt that they're printing with his stupid neck tattoo as the check mark for the win column.
Oh, is that one better or worse than Jericho's GFY shirt?
They're all awful.
They're all bad. Yeah, they're all just.
And then you have
absolutely
the
bad.
DMD Bebe that just got released today.
I did see that. That's rough too.
Brutal.
I mean, imagine being married to Cody Rhodes and him coming home with that tattoo, and you not immediately divorcing him.
Yeah, that's like wow.
Like it's 2022, Brandy. It's time to stand up for yourself.